700 horses of man and machine. They're full wide. Green flag, showtime. The Knoxville Nationals are green. It's week 4 of the Coast to Coast Racing League here, and we are at the house that Earl built, Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio, for some open 358 and 360 action here tonight. And what a car count we have to bring you. Welcome to week number 4 of the Coast to Coast Racing League summer season. We get set to go for our open 358 modified division as we come on the air and say so glad you could join us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala alongside Zach Chapman. Shaggy, a lot of things going on around iRacing today. First off, let's talk about this car count. In fact, 31 drivers with us.
How awesome is that? And you know, Marty, I only expect them to get bigger because I'm not sure if you noticed, the league increased the iRating minimum requirement up to 3,000 now. So if you're listening, if you have some buddies who were right there on the fringe, you know, let's get this car count up to 40, man. This thing's going to get wild here as the more drivers we get.
And I think another reason why we've got a lot of drivers here with us too, I think it may be a tune-up race in advance of next week on Monday Night Madness, because earlier today in the update, Oswego Speedway Dirt officially on iRacing, and you will see it here next week on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and Slide Job Racing Network. That replaces Port Royal. Port Royal will now take place later on in this season. But qualifying, meanwhile, just about set to go here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. All drivers 2 minutes to qualify. 2 laps maximum. As we get set to go here for action, as always, let us know who you're going to be rooting for in the chat tonight. We've been seeing as well a lot of new drivers here showing up thanks to that 3,000 iRating. So Here's B-Temp, Brandon Templeton, in car number 31, getting set to go. Eldora kind of has a little bit of similarities to Oswego. Would you agree?
Yeah, you know, definitely similar. And like you said, it gives them a chance to work on a setup here a little bit because, you know, little unknown fact, we've kind of been following the iRacing schedule here. So nobody's going to have a setup from a setup shop there. They're going to have to do some digging and work on it themselves.
Clayton the Hangman Cluel to the top.
Clewell. I pronounced that wrong already, too. He's a quick guy and a late model, man. He's really taking the scene.
16:58 for the Hangman as Isaac Salas went 16:64 on lap 2. Let's go to Sam Bachman. The 107 currently 5th quickest at the moment. Glenn Sharp just overtook him, the 99 up to 5th. Checkered flags here after 2 laps and a slower lap for Bachman. Let's watch Sharp here off of turn number 4. Logan Wentz with a 20th place lap at a 16:87. Sharp's second lap time is short. All 31 drivers have qualified. Clayton Clewell the quickest at a 16:582. 31 drivers will contend for 24 spots. I personally, Zach, would not be surprised if there is a C main tonight.
No, I mean, this is wild. Right now, you know, if we just took the top 24, Brandon Dittmer wouldn't make the show. Morano would have barely made the show. Same with Kurt Schatzer. I mean, I'm blown away. This is going to be one of the most fun nights we've had all season.
This may be yeah, get your popcorn ready, folks. You are going to be in for a treat. Let's get set for heat race number 1. Heat 1 brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Quality racing bodies are produced by Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Here's the starting lineup for heat race number 1. All drivers will contend for pole position. Trent Verstraeten on the pole in the number 088 Venom ride. Next to him, Dean Reynolds in the Super Dirt Car Series 79. Row 2, Glenn Sharp in the 099. Next to him, the Hangman Clayton Clewell in the 120. Row number 3, Steve Maurer in the 888. Next to him, Bud Molyneux in the 883. Rounding out the grid, Bob DeGood in car number 7. And Tyler Flynn in the 831. I think we're having some technical difficulties with Dino as his car is not able to fire, which has kept this outside line from not even going one bend.
Yeah, he can't get that thing to go in gear for some reason, it looks like. I'm listening to it rev up, and I see him cranking the wheels, turning them, but man, it's not going. I've never seen this problem. There he goes.
The car wasn't
it's
in
rolling.
gear. The car wasn't in gear.
Oh, yep, there we go.
So, a couple years ago, I actually interviewed Dean for a story, and one of the questions I asked him in the end, is it time for Oswego to get put on iRace? He was like, absolutely. If USA can have dirt, why not Oswego? So, all right, top 4 drivers transfer out of this heat race. Everyone else moves on to extra time. Verstraeten and Reynolds bring us the green. Heat 1 underway. Good start for the 088 at Verstraeten. Reynolds still running around the outside, trying to grab that race lead. Clewell down in at the 3rd spot. A slider done by Verstraeten. Off the corner, it's 3 wide for the top spot. Trent Verstraeten leads the opening lap.
Oh, it looked like a synchronized swim dance there. They both pulled the slider on the 88, and he had no chance. Trent, he's going to try to go back here at Dino, but not enough room to get it done here. Is he going to pinch him? There he goes, gets it in.
So Verstraeten second. Now, what does your live timing have here, Zach? Our has Dean in 8th, but right now he should be 3rd.
Yeah, something was going on there, I guess, with him maybe not getting that one extra pace lap done. And, you know, they're not going to be able to manually edit that, so that's going to really kick Dane. That's going to hurt him.
So that puts Bud Molyneux now in the final transfer spot as we're coming to 2 laps to go. 6-lap heats that you see in the modifieds. In the sprints, it's 8 laps tonight. 2 to go here in this first heat race, and it's the Hangman out in front by 0.6 of a second on Verstraeten. Looking at some other action on the racetrack, Tyler Flynn and Bob DeGood were just battling for a moment. An accident, I think, actually happened on the track. Steve Maurer has lost the left front Hoosier tire. Bobby Good may have been involved in that accident. So we're on the final lap. That Hoosier tire creeps to a stop. It's Clayton Clewell out in front off for turn number 4. Checkers are out. The Elite Sim Sports 120 takes the win in Heat 1. For Straight in second, Sharp third, Molyneux fourth, Flynn fifth, Maurer sixth, Reynolds seventh, and DeGood eighth. You got to feel bad. You mentioned it, Zach. You got to feel bad for Dino the most.
Yeah, you really do. And I mean, at the end of the day, computers are going to be a little tricky, and there's no way for us to edit that live and get Dino that right spot. So that's a really tough deal for him. It's going to be a hard B main.
So Heat 1 is done here for the Open 358 Modifieds. We now move on to Heat Race number 2. By the way, that heat, was brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. My apologies. They were watching the Flatline Racing Bodies green flag, Gambler official team, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Heat 2 brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. Here's a look at how the lineup looks. Harold Klump of the 00 starts on pole position. Next to him, it's the number 4 of Scott Rayome. Row 2, the 107 of Sam Bachman. Next to him, the 5 of Slide Job, Isaac Salas. Row 3, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in car number 32. And next to him, the 513 of the Brute to Beast, Jeff Barker. Final row has the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and Jake Henry in the 171. Sam Bachman was one that I was actually trying out Oswego earlier today. I was running with him in not just a 350, not just a big block, but also a super late model. Now, if you want to have fun at Oswego, try the super late model. It's very interesting, to say the least. All right, top 4 transfer winner outside of the front row. We're green. 3 wide for the lead already as it's Sam Bachman. Looking to go 2 for 1. Full Throttle Motorsports make up the crust. Off the corner, lap 1, led by Bachman. Clump nearly gets into the 107. Here comes Rayome, Zach.
Almost identical lap as Clayton Clewell there in Heat 1 for Bachman. He's just trying to float up a little bit, and now, I mean, he's got that locked down. He's got it under control. And look behind him in the 32, Marty. Where did the Ant-Man come from?
Underneath, looking for 4. Oh, my goodness! Are we going to go 4 wide for the lead? Through goes Bachman to the point.
4 wide on the entry to turn 1, and we're not done here. Anthony Morano looking for more on the bottom of 3 and 4. Is he going to get him here?
Not just yet. He was second in the line. 2 by 2 at the halfway mark. Morano, the quickest driver out there, 16:71 last time by. Rayome may try and throw the needle. Let's watch the race for 4th as well. Salas against Clump. And the Super Dirt Car Series ride is up to 4th, and he wants more. He gets into Morano, the 32 sideways. Everyone jams on the brakes, and through goes Jake Henry to 3rd, and Jeff Barker to 4th. What the hell just happened?
I think the 5 maybe drove in a little aggressive there, and you know, Isaac, he's gonna feel bad about that one. Definitely didn't do it intentionally, man. But that 32, he might be waiting in that pit stall here.
So it's a full throttle 1-2 finish. Sam Bachman takes the win in heat race number 2. Rayome 2nd, Henry 3rd, Barker 4th, Harold Klump 5th, Anthony Morano 6th, Brandon Dittmer 7th, and Isaac Salas 8th. Once we get to heat race number 3, we'll pop up a replay and show you what happened. All right, we're gonna have to rewind here through iRacing, so please bear with us. You look at turn number 1, Salas just went a little bit too deep and caught the bumper of Morano, and everyone is just trying to scatter and jam on the brakes and avoid everything at the same time, but man, everything just broke loose there in Heat 3. Or, excuse me, in Heat Race number 2. Heat 3 brought to you by Maurer Farm Management, the official sponsor of the Coast to Coast Street Treads. Here's a look at the starting lineup. The Hitman, Brett Walsh, on pole position in the 52, and next to him, Craig Bristow in car number 89. Row number 2, the High Side Banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39, and the 011 of Randall Dixon. Row 3, it's Beatdown, Brandon Templeton in the 31, next to him, the 218 of Superman, Kurt Schatzer. Final row brings us the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 875, and the General, Andy Patton in car number 87. Reminder as well, let us know who you're rooting for. We'll talk with you all throughout the night. Bless Number checking in. He's been looking forward to racing in coast to coast for a few years now. And he's excited to join us. Thanks for joining us out here, Bless Number. Toxic Texan also checking in, saying, don't mess up my beautiful car, all right?
I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on this 520 here. That's the Hangman Clayton Clewell's teammate, and they both have a lot of speed in that late model.
Green flag is out here for heat race number 3. Here we go. Walsh immediately with a slide job on Spangler to clear fleet. I'm sorry, that's Bristol. Spangler, Templeton, 4 wide for the lead. Templeton backs out of it. Now, B-Temp has hit that Jersey barrier before. You don't want to do that here, that's for sure.
No, and, you know, it's so hard. You want to get as many guys as you can here, but you can't make a mistake like Isaac did, not to throw him under the bus here. It's going to be so hard to come through this B main. When you're in 4th place, you want to be aggressive, but you got to transfer.
4 wide, and the drivers all just look past Randall Dixon. Greg Bristow with a final transfer spot. 4 wide once again off of turn 2.
Yeah, Superman put the cape on. He's flying up high, 4 wide through 3 and 4.
This is insanity. Through goes Schefter for now. They're rubbing door panels once and twice. Bristow again tries to look underneath. And it's Randall Dixon, Brandon Templeton all racing for the 3rd spot. 2 laps to go in this heat. It's still the Hitman out in front by a car length and a half on Spangler, Zach.
Yeah, and, you know, surprising to see. We saw how successful the bottom was for Anthony Morano last heat. All the guys are committed to the middle top here, not seeing anybody really throw it down there.
Final lap underway in this heat race. Dixon, the quickest car last time by, but out in front, the Hitman, Brett Walsh. And car number 520 comes to the checkered flag. Walsh wins heat race number 3. 2nd through 4th, Spangler, Dixon, and Templeton. 5th belongs to Kurt Schatzer. 6th, Craig Bristol. 7th, Steve Bixler. And 8th, Andy Patton. Alrighty, we now move on to our 4th heat race of the night. Here's a look at the starting lineup. Brian Dickens on pole position, the number 122. Next to him, it's Trevor Giroux, the Philly Flyer in the 075. Row 2 making his debut, Rick Main in the 187. Farming next to him, Michael Vitale in the 213. Row number 3, it's Logan Wentz, he's in the 118, and Michael Vecchio in the 007. Or I should say the R1 possibly. Final row here tonight, it's Butters, Jason Butterfield in the 93.
Man, I assume that's just a sponsor on the side of that Rick Main's car, but it says Mad Rabbit. I may call him the Mad Rabbit.
Mad Rabbit, I love it. All right, winner outside of row number 2 for tonight's feature. Here we go. Final heat race underway. Was all scattered throughout the start of this one as Dickens and Giroux door to door for the lead. Vitale following both of them. Then you got a big gap in the race for 4th between Main and Logan Wentz as Giroux leads the opening lap, Zach. Wentz with a slider.
Ooh, not able to get it there, though, as the Rabbit gets a run on the high side, going to go back around. But, man, that battle's just heating up. And, you know, Marty, right now I don't think there's a preferred line. It's with these open setups, it's whatever you set your car up to do. We got a great track right now.
Quickest car is Giroux, 1683 last time by. Rick Main battles Logan Wentz for the 4th position. Big run
Big
for
slider
Wentz.
from Wentz. Yeah. Oh, man, able to get it to stick. And now you got to wonder if the Rabbits got anything for him because Wentz was all over him, you know, just struggling to make the pass. It was only a matter of time.
2 laps to go in heat race number 4. Main's got to run around the outside. Let's see if he can take it. Nope, clips the wall. Not just once, but twice. Let's watch real quick the race for the lead. Vitale all over Giroux as we've got 1 lap to go.
And Vitaly, one of the more conservative guys in this league, but he knows how big a deal this is. This is 4 spots here. He's got to go for it.
Giroux trying to pinch the 213 down. Better exit from the Philly Flyer. Giroux wins heat 4. Vitaly second, Dickens third, Wentz fourth, Main fifth, Vecchio sixth, and Butterfield seventh.
Time for a little consolation racing here, Marty.
Now where we have 1 or 2, we've got 15 drivers.
7 going home.
8 laps. Here's the starting lineup. Tyler Flynn on pole position in the 831. Next to him, Harold Klump in the 00. Row number 2, Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218, and Rick Main in the 187. Row 3, Steve Maurer, he's in the 888, and the Ant-Man Anthony Morano in the 32. Row number 4, Craig Bristol in the 89, and Michael Vecchio, he's in the 007. Rounding out the top 10, it's Dean Reynolds in the 79, and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row number 6, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75, and Butters, Jason Butterfield in the 93. Row number 7, Bob DeGood in the 7, and Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5. And final starting spot tonight in the 87, the General, Andy Patton. Top 8 transfer. After the first lap, we will follow the driver in the final transfer spot. Michael T says, wish I could hop on. Wi-Fi's out till 8:30 according to the map, so he'll be watching instead. The Mystery Machine will have to sit till Wednesday, so.
Green, green, green.
B-Main, green. Oh, look at this, 3 wide already. Horrible start from Tyler Flynn. Kurt Schatzer throws the elbow, takes the race lead away. Harold Klump counters it back, still 3 wide for the lead. No yaw off with you for Tyler Flynn as he just about bobbled. Final transfer spot currently belongs to Dean Reynolds.
Big wreck in the back.
Wheel. Oh, around goes Bristol. Bixler also collected. Dittmer involved. Isaac Salas was also collected in the accident. Bixler getting the wall. And now Vecchio in the final transfer spot. Jason Butterfield trying to chase after him. You even surprised the big wreck happened in the back in after lap number 1, Zach?
I mean, I really am. Those guys up front were so aggressive, Marty. I mean, you're not going to win the race right now. You just got to make the show. And, I mean, it was just a lot of carelessness from some guys up front that spawned it throughout the field, and that's just a tough break.
Jason Butterfield with a run on Vecchio for the final spot in. It's a race of how bad do you want it if you're 8th on back. We know 4 drivers that will be going home right now. Brandon Dittmer, Steve Bixler, Andy Patton. Isaac Salas will have to drink a beer until Rebels action. Butterfield can't make the pass work. We're halfway home.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Butterfield finish on the podium. We've seen Vecchio finish on the podium here. I mean, we've got podium drivers who are not going to make this race tonight. They've got to get on their horse here.
We saw Butters, I believe, last Thursday, but he'd been absent for a couple of weeks due to computer monitor issues. But now the guys 7th on front, they're just trying to make sure not to wreck. That's what Vecchio wants to see right now as Dino looks to pass Maurer for 6th. 2 to go.
And Dino's looking at making it 3 wide here. Here's where you got to use your head, Dino. You're in the show, man. Be careful, brother.
Here they come to the white flag. 1 lap. Go Dino on the wall. Catches Flynn. The 831 spins and catches Jason Butterfield. Bob DeGood just got a gift from the Racing Gods on the final lap.
Yes, he did. And, oh, man, Tyler Flynn is going to be upset. But here the checkered flags are flying. And, oh, wreck for Dino again.
Oh, Vecchio. Bristol caught the wall. Nobody wants to win this B-Main. Come on, crawl through. Oh, Butterfield makes the show.
Yeah. Oh, my God. What happened on that last lap in 3 and 4? What happened?
I have no idea. Jason Butterfield just got the greatest gift of them all.
So Dino got into the inside wall going into 3 and 4, came up the track, got into Vecchio, and
oh my goodness. Rest in peace, headphones users. All right.
That was wild.
To hell with the warm-up break. We were watching this replay on what happened.
Yeah, there's a lot to digest there.
Goodness. Way
oh,
too much.
man.
All right, let's watch going into turn 1. That's the first thing we got to look at. So Dino, turn 3, catches the wall. There's Tyler Flynn and catches Jason Butterfield really good. We think everything's all good here. The final car in right now is Bob the Good. Then watch Dean in 6th. Trying to run the low line, catches it in the exact same spot, then gets Vecchio. The Good goes through, and now we're watching the race for the final transfer spot. Craig Bristol looks like he's in a good situation, then bam, right into Vecchio. Butters knows, oh my goodness, I got a chance. The heist of the century.
Yeah, and you know, you got to applaud that, because if that last lap at all, he's just riding around slow, discouraged. He doesn't get that transfer spot. He never gave up, and he drove hard the whole time. And oh man, it makes me think of the Water Boy, you know. And he's like, "I told you to never give up." Like it just, oh man, it's just unbelievable. What a
never
run.
give up, indeed. Let's see who's checking in. GJ saying, "How did the gang go getting Rebels?" Let's see, we retreads. Butch Baker also watching. Same with Nelly on Slide Job Racing Network, by the way, tomorrow night on SJRN. Pro 4 Trucks at Oswego on the dirt, so don't miss out on that. Zach, I'll let you talk here for the next minute. I gotta make sure my mic's all good.
All good, but man, we are in for a treat tonight here. We're gonna have 30 laps, and I'm going to say this almost to hopefully set the jinx here. Normally when I tell the fans to expect some cautions, we end up running green flag. But, you know, if we get a couple here, I mean, you've seen how hard they've been racing, especially coming out of the corners here. You just kind of
Still got me, Zach?
yes, sir.
Okay, just making sure. I think my XLR mic is still a little confused after what just happened. One moment here real quick as the warm-up just wraps up. All right, check. Okay, just making sure everything's all good there. So, all right, I think it's time to go racing. So, with that being said, let's meet the field for tonight's feature and give you your RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Clayton Cleewell, the hangman in the 120. Next to him, Sam Bachman in the 107. Row number 2, Brett Walsh of the 520, and the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux, the 075. Row number 3, Trent Verstraeten, he's in the 088, and Scott Rayome, he's in the 4. Row number 4, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39, and Michael Vitale in the 213. Rounding out the top 10, Glenn Sharp, he's in the 099, and Jake Henry next to him in the 171. Row number 6, it's Randall Dixon in the 011, and Brian Dickens in the 122. Row 7, Bud Molyneux in the 883, and the Brewer to Beast Jeff Barker in the 513. Row number 8, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in the 31, and Logan Wentz in the 118. Final third of the grid, Anthony Morano in the 32, Kurt Chetzer in the 218, row 9, row 10, Rick Payne and Hero Clump, row 11, Steve Maurer and Bob D. Good, and the final row tonight, Dean Reynolds and Jason Butterfield. All right, picks to win. Who do you got, Zach?
Man, all these guys in the show, this is going to be a tough one. Anthony Morano's way too far back, I think, to pick him. And, you know, I'm going to go with the low-hanging fruit here. Clayton Cleewell has been a stud in almost every race he's been in, and I look for him to carry the momentum.
All right. My pick tonight to win. Give me Giroux to get it done. Not going to go green this time. Going to add one more lap. Not sure for what. Guys, bear with me on my audio. I'm having some audio technical difficulties right now. I think we're still stunned after all that B-main chaos, so. No call to Bud Molyneux to Greg, so just a heads up.
Oh yeah, connection dropped due to packet loss. I just saw on iRacing. Tough deal for him.
All right, first feature of the night. Clewell and Bachman bring us to green. First feature underway.
Clayton Clewell with a big-time slider, and look who's going to follow him on the bottom. That 088, we're 3 wide for the lead here on the first lap.
This is some good stuff already off for turn number 4. Dead even at the line. I don't even know who led it.
Oh, man, with the fireworks in the background, somebody's got to get a picture of this. We're 4 wide, man. The show just started.
Clewell, Bachman still door to door, and this is again with open setups. This is absolute chaos early here as the battle continues here. Giroux now tries to thread the needle. This time it's for second. Bachman clears, yellow lights are on. Butterfield around with a damaged right front, and Maurer also involved. Taking a look at what happened here. Oh, I think when Maurer and Butterfield touched, Butter's steering arm broke. I think that's what happened to the 93. Let's watch on board. Now, I think he just lost control, was trying to hang on to it there, Zach. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, that. Let's be honest, it looks a little rough. It looks like he was trying to retaliate here, but that's not at all what's going on. They're going 100 mile an hour down the straightaway. It's slick there in the middle. He gets contact here. He's got to turn it right to keep it out of the inside wall, and by the time he can catch it back, it's just not enough room for him to do anything. It looks bad, but man, it's one of those, it's a track with high speed. It definitely not intentional there.
All right, so just about ready to come back to the green flag. Again, you may have to turn yourselves up. We're having some technical difficulties, but we're figuring that out.
Dino in those first 2 laps able to move up 4 spots, so he's definitely paying for that iRacing glitch here, but he's quick.
Here comes the restart here as we've completed, I believe, 2 if not 3 laps back to green, and Clewell holds serve at a turn number 1.
Whoa, who's got that run on the high side
That's
there?
Trevor Giroux looking for the second spot, Zach.
Woo, the Canadian, man. Look at that speed he's found up top. He turned the jets on.
Canada today gets you hyped, that's for sure. When you have a lot of Labatt's and Poutine, that's for sure. Big exit off for 2 for Giroux. Nearly clips the wall. Clewell shuts the door on him.
Yeah, all of a sudden, that door gets shut. You gotta love the fact that online we can run mirrors, whether people admit they use them or not. Because, man, Trevor Giroux, he found something, and he was the only guy using it.
No yaw for Rayom through 1 and 2. As everything's not really figured out. Is that 5 wide and a 3? No, it's 4 wide. This is some good stuff here. Quickest car on track that last time by was the Philly Flyer. 1698 on board with them, Zach.
Yeah, Giroux's definitely got the speed, but now he's got his line taken away. So he's working on right now. They're clearing that gap to and then as soon as it cautions out.
We got
here.
a yellow on the track for Bob DeGood.
And, you know, that's killing Trevor Giroux. He needs to develop a gap if he wants to go to a slider battle with the leader. Big
Big wreck broke out there. Ooh, and DeGood caught the barrels there. Verano Clump, man. Another look on board Murano. Did the same thing that Dean did in turn 3 back in the B main. So, a couple of drivers on pit road. Giroux's got something for the leader, that's for sure.
Yeah, but with this big field, Marty, he needs the boys to behave if he wants to go up front and be able to play here. Out of turn 4 should get the 1 to green this time by, I think.
See what happens.
Making sure everybody got their repairs in. A lot of guys had to go in and use that one and only quick repair there.
All right, lights are off. Coming back to the green flag this time by. And here's the front row. We'll watch this from the aerial shot. Clero and Giroux, row number 1. Row number 2 is Bachman Verstraeten. Spangler rounds out the top 5. Here we come, back to the green.
Green, green, green.
Great restart for Trevor Giroux, able to be on that leader. We normally don't see that. That was a good jump.
Incredible restart by Giroux. He's got a chance to race lead. Looks underneath to go for the top spot. Slide job, maybe, no. Still room for Clewell to take the lead the line. He does hang on to it.
Yeah, after the 75, though, you got to send it in here,
Beautiful.
and that's what he does here.
Good slider move, but Clewell counters it back. See if he pulls a slider on his own. Yes, he does. Remember, we say Eldora's known for slide job city. Clewell gives Giroux the lane, and the Philly Flyer takes the lead. But not for long, though. Clewell with another slider to take it away. Here comes Bachman in the 107.
Yeah, these guys going at it. Now we got a 4-car battle here for first. As Trent Verstraeten's trying to look under for P3 here.
These guys are racing at Eldora like it's the final lap. Bachman up in the wall. Clero now opens up some ground. Here comes the headman. 4 wide for second, but the yellow comes out. Either Templeton or Wentz, believe it's B-Temp, will gather up a replay to show you what happened. He's caught the wall and broke the steering arm. So
how
that's
about
what
Butters
brings
here,
up the
Marty?
flag. Go ahead.
I said, how about Butters here, Marty? Barely made the show, like with an enthusiastic last lap in the B main, up 10 spots here in the feature. Like, let's see what he can do.
Nice run going on right now for the number 93.
And Kurt Schatzer's another one up 10 spots here. Good job for Superman. I didn't mean to not give you yours, Kurt. I just noticed that.
Schatzer started 18th tonight. All right, single file restarts rest of this race real quick. I'll look at the 5-lap average and show you who the better race car driver is at home.
I'll tell you, your guess is as good as mine there. It could have been 8th place for all we saw. The leaders were running hard and they were getting caught.
All right, time to go back to the green flag. 12 laps in the books. Lewell able to hold on to serve for right now. Everyone's staying single file. We'll see amongst the front of the pack who makes the first move in the corner. I'm not sure how everything's going to look at the moment. You see Walsh maybe trying to dive in the corner.
Giroux got in the wall.
Here we go. Bachman for second. Verstraeten for third. The Philly Flyer up on the wall, Zach.
Yeah, Giroux got in the wall coming out of 2, going down the backstretch, and then got in the wall again in 3 and 4, and he's going to lose 2, maybe only 1 spot because of it here as he goes back around Trent on the outside.
And Giroux back up to third, but let's see what kind of a move Walsh can do possibly. Quickest lap last time by for Cleanwell at a 16:93. So he is pulling away big time, Zach.
Yeah, man, he's got some speed out front, but, you know, Marty, long way to
Come
go
on,
here.
right on around. The caution flag waves once again here. Replay on what happened here, Zach.
Just tried to close the door here, and, you know, the 52, the hitman, he was up there, going to bounce off of him and just kick it weird, tighten it up, and he's going to go around. He definitely wasn't intentional for Scott, but he's going to pay the price for that one.
So Scott Rayon back on pit road. Use a quick repair, and away he goes. Biggest movers right now, Kurt Schatzer, Jason Butterfield, each up 11 spots. I think ever since, Zach, ever since Superman put back on the old 218, the white and yellow scheme, I think everything's worked out well for him. Just saying. Maybe some good luck.
Yeah, you know, they always tell you, don't fix it if it ain't broke, you know. That's why I never change my paint jobs, right? But, man, it's good to see Kurt running back up front. He's been quick in everything he's been in, man, and especially these. And how many weeks did he tell us, Marty, oh, this isn't my car, I'm good at the late model? Well, I'm getting sick of hearing that here. This guy charges through the field in every big block, small block race he's in. Big restart here for Samuel Bachman, yeah. Last time Trevor Giroux got a bad restart in second, you saw he paid the price, felt the heat from behind, and ended up getting in the wall. So Sam's got to put the pressure on Clayton here.
He could have the advantage possibly. Coming to 13 laps to go, back to green. Clevo with a good jump. Different line for Spangler on the exit, trying to set up his entry.
Yeah, and you see Bachman caught sleeping a little bit, and now what that does is there's a little bit of gap between him and the leader. If the 75 can get a big run, that enables them to throw sliders at each other. You've got to have that gap in front if you want to do that.
Everybody riding the rim at the moment. Clevo continues to lead the Hangman in the 120. He's 11 laps away from a big-time win. Other action on the track. Let's see if we can find our first side-by-side battle. There's not real lot except for mid-pack. Butters is continuing to cook, and that's 93. And how about as well Dino in 12th after starting 23rd tonight.
Yeah, and don't forget he had to pit too after that first caution. He got involved, had to go in and use that quick repair. So he's out here on his last life, and he's racing hard and going through the field.
10 laps to go. Here comes Schatzer. Just took away the 6th position from Randall Dixon, and now the Hitman trying to get the low line to work, trying to find some more moisture underneath. Will it work? Not just yet. Giroux and Verstraeten nearly touch, allows the top two to pull away, Zach, with 9 to go, coming to 8.
Yeah, and you know, it's been ever so slowly, but that 107 has been reeling in your leader. Now, if he catches them here with a couple to go, it's going to be real interesting. If they go back and forth, Samuel Bachman and Trevor Giroux and Trent Verstraeten, they're close enough to still get involved in this thing.
7 to go. A fun fact about Clayton Clewell, He's looking for his first.
Trent for straightening
ever
around. Trent for
modified
straightening
win.
around.
Yellow is out. Oh, big crash. Templeton up in the air. Replay on what happened. Just lost it off the 075. You saw Walsh get collected too, and then well, everyone's trying to dodge him, beat him. Nowhere to go. Right on board. Templeton's pulled it into the hauler. I believe that's what he's doing for fun. Let's give you some fun facts here as we get set to come back to green. Clayton Clewell in 5 starts has 1 win. It was a late model race at Williams Grove. Great late race. But it's never won in the modifieds. Best finished 10th at Weed Sport on the 20th a couple weeks ago. As for Sam Bachman, 2 career wins, both in modifieds at I-55 in Lincoln. Never won on a big track in the past. So if he can get that done, that would be huge. And he's not won on Monday nights either. So the top 2, maybe top 3 I believe as well, all looking for their first ever Monday night victory. Top 4 actually. All right, we're back to green. 6-lap shootout. Who's going to win it?
Clayton Clewell with the restart he needed, man. Oh, and the hit man, he's looking for it.
Tried to take away the 3rd spot, doesn't work. Schatzer again, up 13 spots. Dino also up 13 spots. Chance at 9th on Jake Henry. The 2 just barely touched with 5 to go. Dino with the slider, he now is the hard charger at the moment.
Tell you what, let's take a look up front here, Marty. That 107 just ran the bottom in 1 and 2, and he was lightning. He found something. Yeah, leader's got his mirror on. He saw that, boy, but it doesn't matter. Samuel's hooking up on the bottom. We got to battle for the lead here.
Side by side into turn number 3, Clewell or Bachman, both looking for their first Monday night win. 3 laps to go at Eldora.
Clayton Clewell looking to shut the door, but I'll tell you what, that high-flying Canadian, you better watch out up north, boys, because he's still hooking up top. This is a 3-man show.
And now Bachman decides to go up to the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Clewell shifts back up. Crisscross from Bachman with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, he's driving with that mirror a little bit.
They just about rubbed off the corner. Giroux's got to run.
He's going to send it.
Bachman with a slide jump for the lead. Goes to the point for the first time tonight. White flag, it's our final lap.
Gonna glue it to the outside wall. Look at the run here. And look at Trevor Giroux coming for second.
Giroux may have one final chance in the 3 and 4. Sam Bachman off the corner. A first-time Monday night winner. Giroux second. Clewell third. Walsh fourth. And Schatzer from 18th to 5th. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Open 358, and that was just the first race tonight.
Yeah, Sammy found something at the end, and, you know, he's teammates with the Ant-Man, and you got to wonder if he wasn't fed that a little bit. That guy's always experimenting. He's a great teammate, and, you know, he found it. And sometimes, you know, not to call him out or anything, I was rooting for you here, Clayton, but sometimes when you're, you know, the leader, you get a little bit too infatuated with that mirror instead of worrying about what's in front of you. And he just got off his line, and that's what did it for him.
A lot of guys with good runs in this feature. We talked about Schatzer, talked about Dixon. Dino also up 13 spots to finish in the top 10. Anthony Morano, Rick Main, Harold Klump each up 6 spots tonight. Tough break for Rayom throughout the race. Same with Glenn Sharp, the heartbreaker. Probably Trent Verstraeten in that 088. I'm tired after that one. We
Yeah,
got two
man,
races left to go.
that got the heart pumping. That's for sure. That was exciting.
Felt like we had a workout going, that's for sure.
Dude, I'm
So,
like, please hang on a few more laps. Them suckers are.
Clayton, we're live. Sorry.
All right, good.
All right, Clayton, tough third place finish. What more did you need in those final few laps? Obviously, Bachman had a good run on you in the final lap. So, what more?
I honestly wish I knew my tires are going on. I knew Samuel was finding the lines. I feel like I should have stuck to my line. I kind of worried about him behind me there. I saw he got a good jump and he was running the bottom pretty good, better than I could. Kind of sucks being the leader, honestly. You kind of have to keep the pace of the whole field and keep pushing. I wish I could have sat back there and maybe like second or third for a little bit and just saved a little bit longer. Because battle with Trevor earlier and it kind of just messed with my tires and kind of just got in my own head, I guess.
Well, regardless of that, you put on a really great performance. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
740 Graphics, Everhart Transportation, Cleveland Cinematography, Hoosier Racing Tires, MSD, Brett Walsh, my teammate, for I don't even know what place he honestly got. I think he got fourth, I believe so. Yeah, congrats to him. He's doing really good. And appreciate all you guys for streaming live and putting on a really good show.
Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and hopefully we'll see you either Thursday or next week. So that's Clayton Clewell, who finished third, and we'll apologize for his language. They're obviously, you know, when we move people in, sometimes they don't realize, boom, they've got a hot mic popped up. So the Philly Flyer finished second tonight, and Trevor Giroux will let Zach take this one.
Man, I'll tell you what there, Trevor. I thought Canada was going to steal the show there. Those last 3 laps, you had to be licking your lips while the leaders were going at it.
Oh yeah, I definitely was. I saw them guys juking it out there, and I was just slowly inching closer. And they were kind of. I think Clayton was kind of running a cut down liner, kind of just blocking Sam's slider there. So I was getting some crazy momentum on the top there, allowed me to get close to these guys. And yeah, I was definitely happy with the second here. When I saw them guys start juking it out, I said, "This is my chance." So I just stuck the right rear to the wall and let her rip.
Yeah, man, they made me look smart. I saw you were hanging out about 6/10 back, and about 4 laps before that, I said if they get up there and start racing, I said you may come up there and steal the show, man. Maybe one more lap you could have got it if they were worried about running defensive. But, hey, man, you cannot be disappointed with that. We had a huge field tonight, and to be able to come home on that middle step of the podium, man, got to be proud of yourself. But who you want to thank on that?
Yeah, definitely proud of the run tonight. Got to thank all my guys at Venom, and apologize to my one teammate there, Trent. I got into the wall, and he kind of just bounced off me and ruined his race there. So apologies to him there, and yeah, just thank you to all the guys at Venom for you know, the support, and all the guys who can't be here always in the chat and whatnot. And thanks Dean Reynolds with the Super Dirt Car Series for coming on board this season again. JRB Designs. Gotta thank you guys for the broadcast, of course, and just want to give a shout out to Clayton and Samuel there for some fun racing up front here.
Yeah, hey, man, hell of a job tonight. You guys put on a great show, and, man, I'm looking forward to that carrying on next week at Oswego. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to try out a new track here. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have to go run a few hundred laps here before I feel comfortable.
Well, hey, man, like you say, looking forward to interviewing you a bunch more. Heck of a job tonight, man. Maybe a coulda, woulda deal, but almost got it. Great job.
Thanks, guys.
So the Philly Flyer finishes second. Now we go to your winner, Sam Bachman, in the 107. First time he has won on a Monday night, and its first big track win. Sam, you came out clutch. It wasn't easy. How does this win feel right now?
It feels pretty good. I just feel a little bad. I feel like I got into Clayton a little bit in there and door rubbed him, and I didn't really want to do that. But I looked back and it was a little bit of net code, but still I should have knew where I was at. But I mean, it was a good race overall, to be honest. It was fast track. I think he was just a little faster than me on the top. But 3 and 4, I could just I was just a little bit quicker than him sometimes. But I just went down to that bottom in 1 and 2, and it just kind of hooked up down there. And then he seen me coming, so he's just doing what he got to do to try to get the win. And just yeah, it was a good race though.
In those final few laps tonight, were you also as well at the same time just searching for opportunities, whether it be down low, outside, pretty much go where he wasn't going?
Kinda. Those last few laps, I noticed I kept hitting the wall a lot, so I started kind of diming it off, and I know Clayton was hitting the wall a little bit too, and I was just praying one of those times that he would just keep him on a little bit so I could get right next to him and throw him a slider, but that obviously wasn't the case, and I just got the bottom to stick, and yeah.
Next week we go to Oswego. Obviously, the dirt track just came out today. How do you feel? Like, what's practice going to be like getting ready for that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out, make a set or something. I raced like 7 laps before this race or whatever there, and it's I mean you got to be right on the throttle the whole time, that's for sure.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
All the boys over at FTM, Gunner at Swans Beach up, Dean over at Super Dirt Car Series, Expert Installation, you guys for doing the broadcast, and Coast to Coast.
Well, we'll let you know. We'll let you go. Great job tonight. Enjoy this win, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Sam Bachman, your Open 350 modified winner. There is going to be a party in the FTM Discord tonight, that's for sure. Let's take our first break of the night. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight we'll be talking about it.
of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
Sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Dude, I'm just going with T. Scott.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we get set to go for Rebels Action, our B division. 20 drivers, if not 19 drivers here with us tonight, as we'll welcome you back here onto the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Also, happy Canada Day for those of you Canadians out there wishing well to our neighbors of the North. Thursday, it'll be our day, Zach. We'll be looking forward to celebrating that. So, all right, sprint cars, Rebels, what are we expecting going on in here tonight? A lot of new guys, new names, some drivers in new places. What do we expect?
Yeah, you know, you got to expect some good racing here, and we've seen Eldora and I mean, if you can, obviously totally different cars, but, you know, if the line's there at the end of the race for the small blocks, the Blake Chapman line is going to be available here at the end of the race. So you're going to see guys set their car up for either line here. And, I mean, 20 guys on this track, I expect to see a lot of good hard racing here.
Well, we get set to go and qualify the 20, if not 19 drivers on the track. I believe we're having technical difficulties right now. Oh, nope, there we go. We got it. Watched a couple of drivers here on your screen. First driver that I believe will take a green flag is Corey Denson, number 91. We'll watch the Victory Fuel machine. Reminder as well, ladies and gentlemen, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. We'll give you a shout out live and on the air. Talk with us tonight. We'll talk back to you. Corey Denson sets the bar on the number 91 with a 15.017. Tom's. Excuse us?
T. Scott.
T. Scott.
That's what we're going with until he gets his interview.
His car says Thomas Scott. So I believe there may be SDK Gaming may have messed up either that or iRacing. So Rick Main said quick. 1475.
That's on his iRacing account. So he may have had a typo when he was.
There may have been a typo. I don't know. Here comes the Inferno Motorsports ride as Rick Main comes across the line. 1477 on lap number 2. Here's the Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, in car number 77. Chad Griggs, though, looking like he's got a pretty good lap, and that number 270 for a reason. Off the corner, quick tie, Chad Griggs. 1452 for Griggs.
Man, not only is he fast, that thing looks good. Got a new paint scheme this week for us, Marty.
It's a sexy paint job there from Chad Griggs.
Oh, Cale Nisley's paint job. He's rolling with the old rat bag scheme.
Nice.
He just pulled off. Oh, I love that.
Roger Craig, 8th quick in qualifying, 14.94. So 3 heats set for you here tonight. 7, 7, and 6. And here we go for heat race number 1, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. And here's how the field lines up. Steve Maurer on pole position in the 88. Next to him, it is the 77 of the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer. Row number 2, Trent Verstraeten in the 088, and Chad Griggs in the 270. Row 3, Joe Backus, he's in number 46, and Cale Nisley in the 23. Rounding out the grid tonight, it's been a while since we've called out his name. Welcome back, Mike Cranmer in car number 70. Good to see Mike back, Zach.
Yeah, I was being quiet because he didn't grid yet, and I didn't want to jinx us being able to see him. I'm hoping he follows through with it here because, yeah, it has been a while since we've been able to race with Mike, and right now we're actually waiting on, I believe, who is that in 4th place there?
That would
Chad
be
Griggs? Man, if Griggs doesn't make this call, oh my gosh. There he is.
Go.
And I'm looking at the entry sheet. Mike is here. Maybe stepped away real quick, but he didn't disconnect, so he is in the session. So hopefully he sticks around at least for the A main here.
Yeah, again, everyone makes it into the show here tonight, luckily, so won't be any issues tonight regarding that. Michael says the 117 couldn't
made
fire
it.
due to a Wi-Fi issue. They were pushing him back into the truck. So there's Mike. He made it. Yeah, we've got the field rolling.
Man, these guys in row number 2 are hungry.
Yes,
Chad
they
Griggs, he pole sitter, and Trent Verstraeten, you know, bad luck there in that last race, so he wants this one.
All right, here we go. Winner on pole tonight for our feature. Green flag is out. Here we go. Side by side, and it's the Ayla Outlaw with the lead. Chad Griggs moves up to 3rd, past Trent Verstraeten. As they're all single file off the corner. Nice run for the 27. Takes 2nd, contact. Maurer sideways. That's a great save for the 88.
Yeah, it was a great save, but I'll tell you what, Bob Light up there, man, he's got a big smile on his face seeing that 77 out front leading here at the Big E.
That he does, that's for sure. That was the late Bob Light's former past car number. Preston carrying Bob on the car with him, that's for sure. But he better be careful. Chad Griggs, 500's better, and he just sent it in deep and takes the lead away. Preston tries to counter it back.
Yeah, you got to love the heart in that 77 here. He's going to look right back, and he's going to make it stick in 1 and 2. Not really going to be able to make it diamond here, but Preston, go back up top, get that run off, do it again here.
Call this place Slide Job City for a reason. However, though, Griggs clears and shuts the door on Preston Cranmer. Let's watch the battle for 3rd here between Verstraeten and Nisley. The 23 got really sideways, and he's got a problem. I think he didn't put in enough gas. I think he left the quality setup on the car. That car
Man,
not
we've
even
all
firing.
been there.
I was there once in a public big block race. That was open setups. I was 1 lap away from winning a feature, and then boom, out of gas. So it's Chad Griggs out in front with a 1.4 second lead on the Ayla Outlaw Preston Cranmer. Final lap is out. Griggs, one of the top drivers you see here in sprint car racing. Nearly won last year's Knoxville Nationals, and we'll talk a little bit more about that throughout the night. Checkers are out. Griggs takes the win in Heat 1. So Griggs starts on the pole. Preston Cranmer second, Trent Verstraete in third, Mike Cranmer fourth, Steve Maurer fifth, Joe Back is sixth, and Cale Nisley in seventh.
Can confirm Cale did right in the iRacing chat. Forgot to fuel up.
Have to pay respects. So. All right, game set to go now for heat race number 2. Drivers are getting just about ready to roll here, and here's how the field lines up. It is Corey Denson on pole position. He's in the 91. Next to him, the Bassman Roger Craig at the 747. Row number 2, JJ the Jet Plane Odell. He's in the number 38, and it's Thomas Scott next to him in the 18. The Mayor Steve Bixler, row 3, inside to the outside. It's Kyle Fahey in the 16. Clay Johnson rounds out the field, making his debut tonight in the number 44. So move JJ up onto pole position.
Yeah, so Clay actually didn't make the grid here, and Corey Denson probably forgot to put fuel in the car. After he gridded, hopped out of the fuel, got back in, and he's sitting on pit road.
Probably, as we are green for heat race number 2.
Yeah, and now Corey gets to roll off, so he probably had to add some more fuel in there.
Good start here from JJ Odell. Lap 1 led by the 38. However, though, Craig got just a bit sideways off the corner. Here comes a run from Thomas Scott from 4th to 1st. Scott to the lead.
He needs to paint that thing blue, and we can call him Thomas the Train here because, man, he was chugging along on that high side, Marty.
A 14:32 last time by for the number 18. Let's go to the battle for 4th. Fahey and Bixler battling. Luckily, it's not a transfer spot. All drivers make the show here tonight.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you're exactly right. So, I mean, you're just out here trying to test around because the track's going to change. You just want to make sure you got a car that can work anywhere here come feature time.
Halfway home in our second heat race of the night. Bixler again counters. Nothing working here at Eldora. Always the high side, the place to be. Give me an idea here as well, Zach. I mean, obviously it's day 1. What could these drivers take away here from Eldora and move over to the sprint cars at Oswego next week? Because that's something nobody has ever seen before.
I mean, it just like, we heard some of the guys talk about it, in their test sessions there, talk about how wide open it is there. And I mean, similar here, the only thing you can really do with tire wear, you got to make sure you're babying that right rear. I mean, Clayton talked about he wished he had more right rear left at the end. And I mean, if you go too hard early, it's just, you're done for. But checkered flag's flying here, Marty.
Thomas Scott takes the win in Heat 2. J.J. Odell second. Roger Craig third. Kyle Fahey fourth. Steve Bixler fifth. Corey Denson sixth. And Clay Johnson in seventh. And so that does it for heat race number 2. We now move on to heat race number 3. That heat, by the way, was brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. This is heat 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Here's a look at the starting lineup. Welcome back, Chris Schaefer in the 123. It's been forever since we've seen him. Next to him, Tyler Flynn in the 831. Row number 2, the captain, Gary Taylor in the 34, and Rick Main in the 187. Final row, the general, Andy Patton in the 87, and Gary Offit in the 94. So we'll see those Infernal Motorsports teammates working together here. What could they provide for a heat race here?
I mean, they just want to make sure they lock down those front 2 spots. But I'll tell you what, hearing Rick's last name, Main, can't help but think of lobster rolls. God, I'm hungry, Marty.
Oh, man, me too. My parents actually purchased lobster tails today shopping, or actually my mom did, as we are green for our final heat race of the night.
Look at Gary Taylor. He stuck the nose in there. I thought he was going to make it a three-way battle, but he thought best of it, just going to let those guys go at it here.
Battle for the race lead. Chris Schaefer leads the opening lap. Tyler Flynn, though, with a run of the 8:31, trying to rebound after a tough break, not making the feature in the open 358. Taylor sends it deep on Rick Mayne, the two-touch. Big contact from Patton off on the 87 breaks.
Yeah, Gary Offit didn't know the Battleman was going up at the top ahead of him, and I mean, Andy kind of had to check up, and then Andy got fed some dinner here, but Mayne, he is not a happy camper, I don't think, with that 34. He's going to try to get back, but look at Gary Taylor, the captain, going for the lead here.
The captain trying to lead the ship. I'm interested in seeing that lap time when we come across the start-finish line. Rick Mayne wants to send him some bad lobster. So we're halfway home here.
Oh, leader in the wall here.
Here comes Taylor for the top spot as they're wing to wing into 3.
And Rick says, hey guys, you got room for one more here, trying to make it 3 wide.
Schaefer, slide job, takes it away once again. Taylor a little bit sideways. Mayne could move up to second, which he does.
Yeah, and you had to know Rick was going to go down there and shut the door after getting fed that slider. He did what he had to do, and now he can go to work on the leader here, Chris Schaefer.
Mayne was started fourth, so he was third quickest in time trials. Does he send it on Chris Schaefer? There's a lot of inferno fire here in this heat race. Will Schaefer pull out on top? So they're off at turn number 2. Schaefer plays the defensive line. Off at turn number 4. Checkers out. Chris Schaefer takes the win in the heat race.
Yeah, I think if Rick goes back and rewinds that, he's going to realize with 2 to go when he looked low in 3 and 4, he went too early. Should have ran the top and tried to make a run on the last lap. He committed himself too early to that one.
All right, warm-up time. We'll take our first warm-up break of the night. Stay with us, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Raceway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville Nationals. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville Nationals are green. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with Dylan Westbrook Racing and Malcolm's Mills Mill Ready, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville Nationals point system. Over $500 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members. $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open Setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Rebels Division on the Coast to Coast Racing League Network, presented by Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting.
The boss, Ross Corinna, getting us set to go for Rebels action. Let's meet the field and give you your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Chad Griggs in the 270. Next to him, Thomas Scott in the 18. Row 2, Chris Schaefer, he's in the 123. And the A-Lit Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, in the 77. Row 3, JJ, the jet plane Odell in the number 38. And Rick Main in the 187. Row 4, Trent Verstraeten in the 88. Next to the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747. Rounding out the top 10, the captain, Gary Taylor in the 34. And Mike Cranmer in car 70. Row 6, Kyle Fahey in the 16. And Tyler Flynn in the 831. Row number 7, Steve Maurer in the 888. Next to the mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75. Row 8, Gary Offut in the 94. And Cale Nisley in the 23. Rest of the field look like this. Row 9, Corey Denson in the 91. The General, Andy Patton in the 87. Row number 10, rounding out the grid, Joe Backus in the 46. Clay Johnson, no call to grid, having some technical difficulties tonight. So, picks to win. Who do you got, Zach?
Nah, man, I can't steal this from you. You get first pick. I got first pick last race and won.
Okay, that works. Chad Griggs from pole.
Yep, okay. That's the smart pick, and I'm going to go with the other guy here, Thomas Scott. Let's see what he's got, man. Thomas the Train, I'm telling you. I'm going to get him to paint that thing blue.
All right, just about half a lap away from taking the green flag. Flatline Racing Bodies, green flag, about ready to fly.
And I'm a liar. I didn't win the last one because he got passed with 2 to go. I forgot. How can I forget that exciting finish here? I did not win the last race.
Time for the green flag for the B feature. Top 5 move to Renegades. We're green.
Ooh, look at the train up top, hooking up on the tracks. He's going to look for a big one here. He knows he can't let Chad walk away with it, but man, Chad's got a big run coming out of 4.
Griggs leads lap number 1. Preston Cranmer tries to look low for the 2nd position. And the battle for 4th and 5th. Rick Main, Chris Schaefer have the final spots. The top 5, the teammates wheel to wheel. Main catches the wall for straight and looks for the top 5 spot. Oh, big crossover. Sideways the 16 of Fahey. Main throws the slider. Far wide off in turn 2. You wanted the best. You got him for abreast.
No, man, Roger almost trying to get into this here too, man. We got him battling all over the place.
The teammates. Actually, no, not teammates. I'm sorry. The retread drivers, the Salty Dog and the Bassman, going at it for the 8th position. As meanwhile, Griggs continues to lead. Back up front. Nice sender from JJ Odell. Schaefer counters it back. Here comes Greg wanting to get in the thick of things.
Yeah, now the jet plane's got to let it fly up high here, see if he can carry enough off of 4 to clear Chris Schaefer. And he's got it for now, Marty, but Schaefer's still there.
And now Odell finds a way to clear to 6. Next opponent, Trent Verstraeten in 5th. Meanwhile, Griggs continues to lead 3/4 of a second on Thomas Scott. Leader approaching lap traffic. That's Mike Cranmer in the 70, who started, I believe he missed the call to grid. And we'll go back to this race here between the retreads. Steve Maurer upside down in the 888 will go to yellow. Our first flip of the night here is Steve Maurer does not have a head.
Man, heartbreaker for the 70 at Cranmer there. That caution came out about 3 seconds too late. He had just got put a lap down.
Big hit that Maurer takes. It's right on board with him. There was, man, from that perspective, Flynn just gave him the elbow, and Maurer tried saving it, but kept his foot on the gas just a little bit too late.
Tell you what, though, the general, Andy Patton, man, he's taking control, Marty, up 8 spots here, up to 10th. He had that tough break in the heat race, and he's rebounded. Right now, I think if you're pressing Cramner, you're really hoping the leader chooses the bottom on the restart here for some reason, so you can get that jump, because you don't want to be stuck on the bottom here right now. Preston's shown a lot of speed. He's been able to hang out with those top 3, and it looks like he's going to get his wish here. Leader's going to go to the bottom.
So that puts Scott on the outside. Preston Cranmer, Rick Main, row 2, Trent Verstraeten, J.J. Odell, row 3, Chris Schaefer, Roger Craig, row 4, Gary Taylor, Andy Patton round out the top 10. And how about the general from 18th up to 10th already in this one? We'll watch for the aerial shot as we come back to the green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
Look at the big time move from Trent, though. He had to get on the binders or he was going to get into the 77, but he thought about going 3 for 1 there.
Here comes Thomas Scott for the race lead off for 4, trying to find some moisture on the bottom, not working. Everyone snuggled up here in this battle for the 4th spot. Cranmer, Odell, and Verstraeten ripping the lip. See if Verstraeten can try and make a move there. Verstraeten in the wall. He's the first driver that would not transfer to Renegades tonight.
Thomas Scott grazing the wall there on the entry of turns 3, but it enables him to get a good drive off of 4, actually. May have helped him a little bit here.
Cut the gap a little bit, cut a lot of it actually. It's now down to 0.3 of a second to turn number 3. Griggs working the slider line as Scott keeps it up top. That's kind of helping both of them, in my opinion, at the same time. They're both pulling away from 3rd place Rick Main.
Yeah, they're both having success at it, but depending on how hard, Griggs is driving in on entry, he's probably saving a little bit more tire than P2 Thomas Scott. Maybe not necessarily in real life, but the physics, when you're on that throttle, you're just burning up more tire, and running around the rim like that, Thomas here, he's got to figure something out. He's got to get by him quick.
Watching some other good races for position here. Corey Denson and Roger Craig, that's for 10th. Andy Patton and Joe Backus both on the charge, each up 11 spots tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, Preston Cramner's showing some speed. That 46 machine, he's in the same set, so he's looking to climb through the field.
Can he gather up a podium spot, get past Rick Main? Be tough. We're halfway home, 15 remain. Now it's 14 remaining. Griggs actually caught the wall when we cut to the shot as the leaders work on Steve Maurer. Scott could have a chance to take the lead away. Griggs catches the wall once again.
Yeah, I think Thomas, they caught that lapper at the worst time for him. It was right going into 3. He couldn't even think about sending it in there low.
He's got a big run off for turn number 2, keeping that baby up on the top shelf. Now, did he go for a different line than Griggs? Griggs tries the aero block on the outside as Griggs, man, I have never seen someone as close to him since Patrick Spangler was named the high side banger. Oh, Griggs shoved the door in his face, and now he gives Scott the lane. This is the battle for the lead. And now
I'm telling you, we got to call this guy Thomas the Train. I've never seen anybody run that close to the wall like that, and that's the first time he's gotten into it, Marty. I mean, he's straight as an arrow up there. It's unbelievable.
Now he decides to go down to the slider line. He may have used up all his tires possibly. He's lost all his momentum. Griggs has put the lead back up to just about 0.8 of a second. But look at the lap traffic the leader's going to deal with here. These drivers are running 15-second lap times. The 7th place driver is about half a track behind, and he just clipped Verstraeten. That was Joe Backus.
Oh, here we go. Oh, man, it got hairy there with Mike Cramner. He got stuck in the middle between those two guys.
8 laps to go. Griggs and Scott for the lead. First time we've seen Thomas Scott run in the 360s. Could we have 2 straight drivers winning their debut? Slide job, Scott, the 18 to the point at Eldora.
But now he's going to get it right back here. Does he have enough momentum to cross over? He does, and I think, you know, these guys have been running the slider line in 3 and 4. I think he's in the preferred line right now.
But now Scott with a lot of drivers in his preferred line. Advantage Chad Griggs possibly with 6 laps to go. Cafe, he's sideways for just a moment. Oh, look out. Oh, no. Schaefer got, oh, sorry, Nisley got sideways and big time damage from Thomas Scott.
Yep, and it's broke. That's, man, that's the sad reality is the dirt racing. You know, we see it happen, and man, what a heartbreak for Thomas here.
Commentators jinx, unfortunately. So now, look who that moves up into a podium. Preston Cranmer, the Ayla Outlaw, racing with Bob Light on the car. Has a chance to hold off J.J. Odell for 3rd, maybe even go for 2nd with 4 to go.
Yeah, but man, the plane, he's flying high into 3 and 4. He's going to look to counter, maybe look under here, Preston Cramner, but just can't find the grip in the middle of the corner.
3 laps to go. Remember, top 5 drivers transfer to Renegades pending IL. Joe Backett's final car in 5th, and he started 19th tonight. But right now, it has been all Chad Griggs approaching Tyler Flynn. And this has just been a dominant effort by the 270 with a 29.30 rating. Final lap underway for Chad Griggs in the Rich BGC.
Oh, man.
Midwest native STR ride. Checkered flag waves. Chad Griggs win number 2 on the season.
Preston looking
Battle
for P2.
For second. It is Rick Mayne over Preston Cranmer. Odell 4th and Backus 5th. Another great showing by the Rebels here, as we've got Renegades action coming up.
Yeah, and you know, once again, heartbreaker for Thomas Scott, man, but looking forward to seeing him and Chad Griggs go at it here. That was, we were in for a show there. We kind of got one stolen from us, but heck of a job between those two.
Pop up here the results from tonight. See top 5 drivers move on. 3 drivers up at least 10 spots. We got to give shout outs to Corey Denson and Andy Patton, who each went up 11 tonight. We look at the rest of the field. Obviously, the heartbreak goes to Thomas Scott. Man, that is just part of the game with lap traffic.
Yeah, and I mean, how much respect to these guys that we were getting to the points of lap traffic. You gotta love the long green flag runs. I mean, that was great racing.
It's my favorite part of it. So, all right, let's begin with our top 3. We go to Preston Cranmer, who is probably definitely excited after this one. Zach, we'll let you take this.
I'll tell you what, brother. Nobody wanted this for you more than I did, man, other than maybe yourself. Heck of a job there, and, you know, I know you won't say it, but, man, maybe if you don't get stuck on the bottom on that last restart, maybe we're looking at you on the middle spot of the podium.
Maybe. I'm not sure I really paid a lot of attention to that. I was just about getting out running a clean race. I knew if I did that, I'd run well, but, you know, could get close to the front, and got fortunate enough to start up there. So, you know, I might have had a shot at it, but frankly, I was just kind of focused on running a good race and making sure I kept my nose clean, and it paid off.
Yeah, you know, it definitely did pay off. And going back a little bit in time here to that heat race, you know, you were setting the pace there early on, and when Chad Griggs got by you, he was much quicker than you. But I was watching those lap times get a little bit closer. Did you learn anything running behind that guy?
You know, probably should have, but again, I was just messing with setups, kind of paying attention to gear where things were different, and so once he blew past me, and he went by me so quickly, I knew I didn't have a shot. So I was probably ghosting him a little bit, and not paying attention to that, but just playing with the line a little bit here, put a little over the cushion, a little under the cushion, seeing where it worked. And I think my setup, I ran a really different gear than I would have usually run, and I suspect it was probably really different than everybody else's. So I wasn't paying a ton of attention to what other guys were doing. And heck, maybe that's the secret. Maybe I spend too much time doing that regularly.
Well, hey man, putting that 77 back on the podium where it belongs, it's gotta feel good, man. Let's hear about those sponsors.
Yeah, I got to say, I think I'm putting the 77 on the podium at a greater rate than the 07 was ever going up there. So that's kind of interesting, if nothing else. But yeah, I got to thank all my guys back at KSR. I know a couple of guys are out traveling this week, but they're always a big helper, running off setups we've built for years and just still tweaking them. And they're still, I felt great out there tonight. So they're still really solid. So those guys are a huge help to me. Got to thank Galen's Homegrown Popcorn. Use code CART. Get 15% off. It's really great popcorn. Make sure you go snag a bag of that. Got to thank Kreitz Oval Track Parts and the whole Kreitz Racing team. They're always a big support to us as well. And I must say, Epsilon Sprint Wraps knocked the new 77 out of the park. So good things all around.
Yeah, man, hell of a job tonight. And you're not going to load that thing up yet, are you? We're going to see you here in this A race, right?
Well, somebody needs to tell me what my IL is, because I got a little frustrated with my performance last week and left early, and I might have messed up my chances. So I'm not sure where I'm at, but as long as I'm good, I'll be there.
Sounds good, Preston. Hell of a job tonight, man. Looking forward to a lot more of these.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for covering us as always.
So the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, finishes third, and we'll go to second place finisher Rick Main. Rick, not a bad way to kick off your career in Coast to Coast, especially with a couple of teammates that have some experience.
Yeah, I'm just excited to finally be in the league. I wasn't able to get off early enough on Mondays before, so I never joined it way back when. So when they increased the I rating, I was able to squeak in. I was like, I got to get in there.
Hey, it definitely helped you out for sure. So how'd you feel about your race car throughout the night?
Yeah, I mean, the M9 setups are always really good for me. They take care of me. I needed to tweak on something a little bit. I wasn't even in the same zip code there as Chad. I've raced him a few times this week at Eldora, and he's got me every time. So I was definitely a second place car, but I'm happy with that.
Well, it was a good run for you. Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Yeah, just the guys at M9. My boy Justin came over to the team, Team Inferno. Those guys have kept me this whole time, a year and a half. They brought me in when I first started, and I've been there the whole time. And Justin's been working a lot with me with some practice sessions and really helping me to get faster. So I got to shout him out for sure.
Well, great job tonight. And we'll see. We're gonna see you in the A race.
Yeah. If I'm in there, I'm gonna do triple duty tonight. I've never ran a small block, so that was a fun race. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, great job tonight.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
So Rick Main finishing in second, and now we go to victory lane. Second time he's won this season. Chad Griggs. Well, let Zach take this one.
I'll tell you what, Chad, let's address the elephant in the room here. You had to be sweating a little bit when you were battling for the lead through lap traffic. Tell us what that was like.
Yeah, it got a little hairy, and I tell you, all I did was I saw we were coming up on lap traffic, and I knew that they're probably going to be in the easier part of the track to try to run. And so I went into turn one down there and just tried to hug it to the inside wall. And then halfway through 1 and 2, I see that there's cars getting into each other in the middle of the backstretch. And I'm like, oh, great. So then I just pulled it down all the way to the wall, and I almost got caught in their stuff. But I saw that Tommy Scott in my rear view, I saw he just absolutely nailed somebody and took him out. So after that, and after that, when I figured out that, okay, I can run the bottom is coming in a little bit now, and I can just be safe down here, that's where I just decided to run the rest of the race out.
You answered my next question. That's what I was going to ask. I saw you go down there and just baby it, but that's the smart thing to do. And with a big field here, 20 cars at Eldora, were you surprised at the long green flag runs?
I actually was. I was getting a little, shall we say, wishing that some cautions would come, because I just needed to calm down and relax a little bit, and then they would not come and not come. But yeah, it's actually good racing, I thought, to have long green flag runs like that. Would we have 1 or 2 cautions? That was it.
Yeah, I think, only 2 on the night. And I mean, you said it puts on for a good show. I know, driving in there, man, it can get tiring, especially at a big track like this where you're really fighting the wheel to stay off that wall, man. But you did a good job. Only kissed that thing maybe 2-3 times. And car was in one piece. Chad able to put it on the top step of the podium once again, man. And you got to be thinking about this points championship now, right?
I think I'm going to try to run them all if I can. If there's not something that comes up, then I'll be here on Monday nights.
Well, hey, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you go out there and try to get a couple more. But that thing's a beautiful car this week. Got a lot of sponsors on that thing, man. Who you want to thank?
Thank Roger for the league, you guys for the awesome broadcast. My team, Scott Thomason Racing, Scott himself. Thank Josh Whiteman with Finish Line Race Designs. He's the master that just put this paint together for me this week. I decided it was time for something new, and he said, I got you, and I love it. Looks great. So yeah.
Man, that's an interesting revelation there too in your thank. I didn't realize that you and Scott were teammates. So,
yep.
Oh my gosh, good luck to the rest of the league here when you guys get up to Renegades next season. Man, I'm excited.
Appreciate it.
So that is Chad Griggs, who takes the win tonight in Renegades action. Step aside and go to break. When we come back, the Renegades take over on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in an on-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Back here at the Eldora Speedway as we get set to go for the Renegades. Brought to you by our friends still at Westbrook Racing. We're always big supporters of Coast to Coast Racing League action. We'll bring you back here in the booth. Marty Cicala with you alongside Zach Chapman. Shaggy, 24 drivers set to go here tonight. As of right now, it's at least 24. There's a lot of guys we're watching closely here, seeing a couple of drivers return here, like Stephen Goldner, for example, Joseph Grandy. Trying to find some other drivers here, but a couple of notable entries here that we have here for tonight.
Yeah, I just saw Joseph disconnect, and I was kind of wondering about that myself. I think he's supposed to be a Rebels driver. Maybe
I think so.
Forgot, maybe missed the show, so I think he's going to be gone, but we'll have to see about that one.
So we will have to see. Checking out what some of you guys are also, who else is checking in. Blake Chapman was rooting for the KSR boys in Rebels. Scott checking in, was happy to see Chad Griggs win the Scott Thompson Racing Machine. The General Andy Patton, as we mentioned earlier, watching. So here we go for qualifying.
Man, and speaking of Blake, no Blake Chapman tonight.
Wow, really? I wonder if are they doing Road to Pro?
I don't know. Patrick Spangler normally
stuff.
tries that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, sorry, just realized we're on guest. Qualifying underway, lap number 1. Bar is set by B-Temp. Stephen Goldner goes up 14:46. Brandon Dittmer second, 14:65. There's the driver, the number 30. Bryce Odell up to second. Dean Reynolds up to second. Second lap time for Stephen Goldner, quickest of anyone in Sector 2, and it was just about identical. Here comes Dino off at turn 4, looking for a better lap with the number 79. That's off at a 14:91. Rick Main, fourth quick. Preston Cranmer goes second quick. And here comes Main off the corner for a better lap time. Quick time, Pink Panther. Jutsi Atkinson out of nowhere with a 14:42. 1:44:15 for the Training Wheels Racing ride. Talon Ulabari just took it a step further. This time a 14:391. This may be the first time that we have seen this TSE Decent Design team on the pole position. Bandy 9th quick. Jack Kidd, I don't believe will make it to the start-finish line in time. So Talon the quickest. I did not see that coming.
No, I did not at all. And I'll tell you what, I didn't see that 39 qualifying P16 either.
Well, he may be setting himself up for the invert. We'll have to see here as we're ready to go for heat race number 1. As always, brought to you by Gambler Motorsport. Here's the starting lineup. The Spider Monkey on pole position. Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Next to him, Dino in the number 79. Hey, look at that. It's a wheelie front row. Row number 2, Stephen Goldner in the 30. Tally Ulabari in the 19. Row 3, the Bird to Beats, Jeff Barker in the 513. And the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Final row tonight has Superman, Kurt Jetzer in the 218.
Yeah, speaking of wheelies, how did we not talk about David Gravel's wheelie at Cedar Lake? Oh my gosh.
I did not see that.
Oh man, you've got to look that up, Marty. He pulls a wheel stand coming out of turn 4 and holds it to at least the start line. It was unbelievable.
Wow, that's impressive. Let's see, can one of these two? I hope Dittmer does it, because he's got the Marty mobile. Do it at the green flag. That'd be funny. All right, winner on pole tonight. Green flag is out. So Reynolds clears through to take the early lead. Look at Ulabari already up to second. Past Goldner and past Dittmer. Now the 83 stuck in the middle. Off the corner, Goldner in second. Ooh, Ulabari and Dittmer bang wheels. Hang on, Dittmer.
I can't believe they lived to fight another day here, but man, Dittmer's got to get on the horse because that 39's coming. He knows he needs to go.
I think Dino may need to get on the horse because here comes Stephen Goldner. Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Takes the lead away here at Eldora.
Yeah, it's almost like running 140 laps in practice helps you out, Marty.
Oh, no! Oh, what a save! I tell you what, I think it was the shark head that helped save that. But Dittmer falls back down to 7th. Now we watch how the rest of the field unfolds. Patrick Spangler up to 4th. And now Schatzer and Barker, they battle it out for 5th, Zach.
Yeah, battling hard there for 5th, but Talon Ulabari, he's got the hook set on the 79 of Dean Reynolds. He wants P2. He's got to go to work here. He's running out of time.
Coming to 2 laps to go this time by, and it's still Stephen Goldner out in front by just about 0.8 of a second on the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Last time by, both Reynolds and Ulabari had their best laps. 14:47, 14:52 respectively. But Stephen Goldner, that's the quickest car. Spangler just went deep to go for the slide job. See if he can gain any time here, but I don't think it's going to work out here, Zach. He's going to stay in 4th.
No, yeah, but last time by, 14:42, fastest lap for him of the race. So he did find some speed in 3 and 4.
Checkers are out here in Heat 1. Stephen Goldner on pole position tonight, the Velocity Race Design. Bandy built 30. There you see how the field looks in Heat Race number 1. Steve Bixler says the salesman's on vacation. Popcorn sales may come down. Hey, it's okay. Preston covered him. Preston covered him well. We move on to Heat 2, brought to you by Regency Home Inspection. On the pole, Brandon Templeton, B-Temp in the 31. Bryce Odell next to him in car 43. Road 2, the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 77. Next to him, the Pink Panther, Jesse Exon in the 127. Road 3, the return of the Professor, John Hine in the 71. And Jack Clevenger in the 78. Final row, Bob DeGood in the number 7. And the 217 of Gentleman Jack Het.
And I'll tell you what, that 71, he's just hoping for a little bit of luck here. He hasn't had much luck stepping out on the track. Keeps getting involved in accidents, and I may have even been the cause of one of those. So he's happy to have no teammates in this race.
Yeah. A reminder of what's happening the rest of the week here. Actually, you know what? We'll give that to you in just a little bit. Winner starts outside of the front row. Templeton, Odell, bring us to green. Heat 2's on. So B-Temp clears in turn 1. Odell fights back. He takes the early lead. Good race for second as the Pink Panther looks to get a run. Preston Cranmer stuck in the 4th position. Lap 1, they touch. Oh, Templeton and Odell in the wall, and Jack Head is also in it.
Yeah, Templeton just floated up too much coming out of 4. The jet plane was up there, and sadly, I don't think that plane can fly anymore.
And Jesse Atkinson has gone from 4th to the lead in a lap and a quarter. How about some of these other drivers here? John Hine up to 3rd, Jack Clevenger up to 4th. Hine wants 2nd on Cranmer, look out! Wow, what a save from the professor. Did you see those hands move in the cockpit?
Yeah, it's going to be one of them, you know, just didn't see the 77 getting sideways in time, wasn't able to check out of the throttle, and he's going to pay the price for that, lose 3rd place.
And so Jack Clevenger moves up, Hine trying to fight back. Look at Bob D. Good, trying to make it 3 wide off of 2.
Yeah, that 7 machine, he's been showing a lot of speed. Him and Barker have figured out how to run the bottom together pretty well, and man, he's competitive here.
Don't count Preston out of this just yet. He's got the quickest race car at the moment with 3 laps to go. 14.76 to a 15.34. Atkinson run the slider line. Cranmer up on the cushion next to those chocolate chips. 2 to go.
Yeah, the Pink Panther got a little speed back that lap. I think he was maybe just experimenting a little bit, maybe just trying to figure some things out here, but he looks to have this thing pretty much locked down.
White flags out, final lap underway. Back to the race for 3rd, Clevenger and Hine. Be a good race to the end here for the 3rd position. Meanwhile, off the corner, Jesse Atkinson takes the win in heat race number 2. Cranmer 2nd, Hine 3rd, Clevenger 4th, to good 5th. Hitt will finish in 6th, then it's Templeton and Odell. So that'll do it for heat race number 2. One more heat race left to go, and it's brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. On the pole, the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, in the 042. Next to him, the Bandy Boat Master, Jesse Bandy, in car number 49. Road 2, Shorty, John Short, in the 51. Next to Rick Main in the 187. Road 3, the Jet Plane, J.J. Odell, in number 38. Next to him, it's Brad Waite in the 814. Final driver on the grid tonight, it's Terry Landis in the 161. Next to him, Barry Goldner in the 36.
So what do we got coming up this week, Marty?
We got coming up this week here, Wednesday night, Hometown Heroes at Lincoln. We're excited to have that one broadcasted on you on Shaggy TV. You'll also have Thursday Night Thunder with small blocks and big blocks at I-55. Next week for us on Monday Night Madness, our first ever trip to Oswego. Don't want to miss out on that. Winner starts inside of row number 2. Green flag is out underway. And man, that outside line was caught sleeping at the start. Short up to 2nd, Bandy up to 3rd.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to make contact there coming to the green flag. I think maybe he was afraid to fire, didn't want to wreck, but no harm, no foul.
Lap 1 led by Tyler Wilson. Bandy edges out Main for 3rd. The 187 tries to slide up, but Bandy's right there.
How about 3 wide for 3rd?
Yeah, JJ the Jet Plane forced the issue. Gets the 2-for-1 discount at Kmart.
Yeah, and he's got speed. We saw it in the last race. Just kind of got held. Oh, here comes Bandy back with the big one.
I don't think Odell saw it coming. He got extremely sideways. Saw the rear end freak out there. Now another slider, this time from Rick Main. And Odell was getting slid up big time. Here comes Bandy all over Short for 2nd. Slide job once again by the Bandy Boat Master, and it's paying off pretty well, but Short counters.
Yeah, Short's going to go in here and give him a haymaker of his own, but Bandy, he's going to get a big run out of 4 here on that crossover. Can he send it back in here in 1 and 2?
Again, this place well known for being slide job city. Crisscross applesauce all the way around, while Tyler Wilson holds away, trying to put a pair of Training Wheels racing cars on the inside 2 rows. So you check that. Stephen Goldner took pole position as we're on the final lap. And man, Short slams the door right in front of Bandy. This is a heck of a race for second. You know who's going to win it. It's Tyler Wilson. Who's going to finish second? Jesse Bandy or John Short? I think the slider paid off there at the end. Bandy takes second. Short third, Main fourth, Odell fifth, Waite sixth, Landis seventh, and Barry Goldner eighth.
Man, that was a heavyweight battle there for second. We still got 35 laps here, Marty.
Let's step aside and go to break. When we come back, featured time on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Raceway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, time to Knoxville National for green. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with Dylan Westbrook Racing and Malcolm's Mills Mill Ready, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th, 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville Nationals point system. Over $500 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members. $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime!
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Renegades Division on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, presented by Dylan Westbrook Racing.
The salesman Blake Chapman getting us set to go. Thanks for spending your Monday night with us. Let's meet the field and give you your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole position, Stephen Goldner in car number 30. Next to him, the Pink Panther, Jesse Exon in the 127. Row number 2, the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42. And Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row 3, the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 77. And the Bandy Boat Master, Jesse Bandy in the 49. Row 4, Talon Ulabari, he's in the number 19. And the Professor, John Hine, in car number 71. Rounding out the top 10, we have John Short in the 51. And the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Row 6, Jack Clevenger in the 78, and Rick Main in the 187. Row number 7, Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218, and Bob D. Good in the 7. Row 8, JJ the Jet Plane Odell in the 38, and the Bird to Beast Jeff Barker in the 513. Rounding out the grid, Jack Hitt and Brad Waite make up row 9. Brandon Dittmer, the Spider Monkey, and B-Temp Brandon Talbotton on row 10. The Desert Demon, Terry Landis, and 100 and is inside row 11. Next to him is, it's Terry Landis and Bryce Odell rounding out the grid here tonight. Picks to win. Zach, who do you got?
Alrighty, you know, it's crazy that I can say it's been a while for this guy, but I can't remember the last time Steven Goldner's won a race here, so I'm going to pick that 30 machine. He's going to get it done tonight.
You go Steven Goldner. Alrighty. I'm feeling Macho Man time. I feel like Randy Savage himself, Tyler Wilson, can take the checkers here and get it done. You got Goon rooting for Talon. Couldn't make it tonight. He'll be there next week, though. Time for the Flatline Racing Bodies. Green flag. Steven Goldner trying to send Canada outright on Canada Day. We come to green as we say, where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It's showtime at Eldora.
Look at Dino.
Reynolds up to second spot as Jesse Exon leads. Outside line with the advantage. Dean wants to take her to the point, but it's Exon that leads lap 1.
Yeah, and Dino may have bit off a little more than he could chew there. He opened the gate there for the 30 to go up high around him. He's going to pinch him up, though. Not going to give him a lot of room. Dean's running hard.
Dean is trying everything to get that middle line to work and use as much of it early. Here comes as well Tyler Wilson. Slides up in front of Jesse Bandy, the 49. Counters back. Oh, Reynolds and Goldner nearly touched there. Let's see if Exon can clear off at turn number 4 and hang on to the lead. Not just yet. Dino wants it badly, though.
Yeah, who had this 79 running up front? Let's be honest, and he is quick. He's not even in the preferred line. He's running under those guys. Oh, Preston tried for a slider, P5. Or Bandy. I thought that was Preston. Sorry, that was Bandy.
Bandy forces his way through past Wilson up to 4th. You saw on the onboard Steven Goldner. He let Dino have it. Back in second. Car length and a half separates the 127 from the 79. We've completed 5 laps in this feature. And Goldner, the quickest car last time by to 15:08. Same with Jesse Bandy. You know those Bandyville cars always have something cooking. Dino Diamond's off for turn 4, underneath for the race lead.
Yeah, Dino's just got it. There we go. Second in there, Dino.
Atkinson counters it back, and the 30 wants to follow him. 3 wide for the lead, possibly. Dino to the lead. Goldner now sends it deep himself. He lets Dino have the line again. That's the second time he's let Dean have something, though, Zach.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I mean, Dino was there. That was his spot. That would have been a bad move by Goldner. It was a good job of him to pull off there and sense that the 79's up there. But, man, who had this 79 running up front? And I'll tell you what, he is setting the pace, Marty. He's quick.
He was pretty quick as well in time trials. Keep that in mind. Finished second in heat race number 1. As he runs the cushion, Bandy slide jobs Atkinson for the bottom step of the podium. Doesn't work. Here comes the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, as well. As we're 10 laps through into this feature, pull up the 5-lap average. Bandy touches with Atkinson. Everyone keeps it straight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Dino loves this. You know, let those guys battle hard, man. Let me just worry about Goldner. Keep this thing green, and, you know, Dino, man, it's going to be tough to get around him. I'm hoping we get a new winner here tonight.
Caution waves first time tonight. Brandon Templeton upside down in the hammer down 31.
Been a tough night for Templeton there. He had a rough night in the open 358s as well.
Pop up a replay and show you what happened to B-Temp. B-Temp just wants to get out of Eldora. Ooh, Spangler squeezed him up, and I think there was some neck code in the aftermath. And then he was on his side for the rest of the way. We'll have a really good camera to show you that. Spangler tried the slide job, a little bit wide on corner X, and the two simply touched. Templeton just didn't have enough room. Look at all that dust. About those graphics by iRacing.
Gotta wonder here, where's Dino feel most comfortable? Is he gonna go to the bottom here? Is he gonna go up top?
If I am Dino, oh, he's thinking about it right now. That's for sure. I bet you he's talking it over with his Full Throttle Motorsports teammates. He's got a couple of drivers watching him.
iRacing, give us a choose cone. I want it so bad.
That's we need it. We need the Frozen Farmer Pick Pint. I think they call that in High Limit.
Yep.
Funny thing, we didn't even need that when they were in New York. So they were caution-free the entire night. He's got Wilson, Atkinson, Spangler, and Dittmer in the chat with him, for those wondering. All right, first restart of the night, double file. Reynolds on the outside. We'll watch this from the Chapman Racing drone. Fires back to green, and a great restart on Steven Goldner. Look at Bandy, though, wanting second. Oh, contact with Wilson, the 42 in the wall. Contact again with Atkinson. He slideways 4 wide, finds a way to save it, but lost a ton of spots.
Yeah, you're gonna lose it. Oh, big move from Maine down on the bottom
and
here.
John short of the wall. Same with John Hine. How everyone has kept it straight, I don't know. But Dino holding serve over Steven Goldner. Then you've got the smorgasbord here. Maine rounding out the top 5, started 12th. It's his first ever Renegade start, his first ever coast-to-coast televised event. John Hine looks for a run. The 71 doesn't work. But watch out for Spangler. Started 10th, he's up to 7th. We're halfway home in this one. Hines scrapes the wall. What's getting for the lead?
Steven
Steven
sliding
Goldner
for the lead.
Slide job, touches. Oh, man! Goldner in the wall hard. And now he's trying to hang on with a dangled right front. I don't think the 30 car knows it.
Yeah,
Whoa!
he's not gonna.
Dimmer with the wheel stand.
Oh, Goldner!
And he lost it. The straw that broke the camel's back right there.
Oh, big
Yellow
one on the
flag
front stretch.
waves.
Big one.
Oh, yeah, one car upside down big time. Trying to see who that is.
Jack Clevenger.
Wow, we got a lot to digest there. Let's see if we can find.
Oh my gosh, Kurt Schatzer in front of that.
Hang on,
Oh.
hang on, hang on. Save it, save it. Here's what happened. The slider from Goldner, and Reynolds tried to counter it back. He just didn't expect the 30 to have that much momentum. And then he said Kurt Schatzer. Let's show you what happened here. Watch Goldner in the 30. He's in front of the 218. Look at Timmer's wheelie. There he's. That's when it broke out right there. And as Schatzer's trying to hang on, Short already spun out. And look at the ride that Superman takes, side over side, end over end.
Somebody told me we're at Talladega tonight. I'd believe him.
And now you have to watch Brandon Dittmer here. I think we're going to go 8:14, I believe. Watch off of, this is off turn 4. Wait till you see this wheelie, folks. I am not kidding. I don't know how it happened. He caught the wall. Look at that wheelie. He did that all for me, folks. It sets it right on the front wing. Well, the big one takes out a lot of drivers. So we come back to the green flag. Reynolds keeps it up top. This time it's Jesse Bandy next to him. .16 to go, and Bandy was caught sleeping. Look at Rick Maid going for second. Oh, man. Main up the wall. He's got front wing damage.
Professor!
John Hyde threads the needle.
Oh, man. He never backed out of the throttle there. He didn't even blink, man. Many of men would have backed out of that, but he made it 4 wide and took third.
Hey, that's what a professor does. He don't left. That's for sure. Tyler Wilson, Brandon Dittmer, Patrick Spangler, all hanging on to their race cars. 15 laps remain. Spangler sent it in deep. Tried to do it on his teammate. That didn't work out well. Caution waves. Checking on who's at 4. It's for John Short. So now every restart rest of the way is single file. That's probably what you want now if you're Bandy.
Yeah, Steven Goldner was involved in that as well. And if that broke a piece, you know Goldner already used a quick repair, and he wanted to make up points on Blake with it being a vacation night. This is not going how Goldner expected.
Nightmare day for Steven, that's for sure. And a wild ride up and over for Shorty. So field is stopped here. We are not going under a red flag. We are just waiting for the Steve King Foundation pace truck to catch up.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I found the pace truck and had a slight heart attack for Dino. I thought, what happened? Did he lose his connection when I didn't see him behind the pace truck? Didn't see him sitting over there.
So Zach, you brought up Dino earlier. His best finish in Renegades is 6th. That came at Port Royal, Knoxville, and Charlotte. Most recent 6th place finish was a couple weeks ago, June 17th at Charlotte.
Man, Dean, don't hold me responsible for this, but, you know, these last couple laps, Bandy may have been a little quicker than him, but it was by 100th of a second, maybe. And with this restarts and how hard it is to pass here, Dean, man, keep your foot in it. As long as you don't make a mistake, you're the guy to beat right now.
Here we go. Single file restarts rest of the way. 14 laps remaining. Dino fires back to green. Another great restart over Jesse Bandy. Let's see how this race goes. Look out, Jeff. Oh my goodness. Hyde and Main got together. Spangler caught up. We're wadding them up once again.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
You could just see that coming once it was either the 71 or the 187 who went for the move.
Yeah, Rick went for the big slider, and, man, John Hine, he was just home, and the bad luck continues.
Patrick Spangler, ultra involved after Hine spun right in front of him. What a dodge from Brandon Dittmer. On board Preston Cranmer. Terry Landis, his teammate, also involved. Right on board with Dittmer. How he missed this, I don't know. Look at that Code Brown moment. So we'll take another lap off the board. How about some of these big movers in the race? Dittmer from 19th to 4th, Barker from 16th to 5th, Terry Landis from 21st to 8th, Bryce Odell from 23rd to 10th. That's just with a lot of wrecks happening in the front of the field here tonight.
Yeah, you know, you said it. I mean, that's not a shot at anybody, but normally we see the wrecking happen a little bit in, you know, midfield back of the pack, but we've seen a lot of guys who we normally don't see fence it get involved in some things, and that's really shook up the field here. And I mean, Jeffrey Barker sitting P5. How big of a run is that for the 513?
That's a good run for the Birds and Beasts, that's for sure. I know we would all love to see him get on the podium. Should mention as well as we come back to green, Jesse Bandy has one career win in Renegades action that came back in September at Lima Land. Top 3 and equidistant apart. First
and
driver
Dittmer around hard.
Oh no! Big wreck breaking out again. And the ILs continue to go up. So that's why we saw Jeff Barker move up into 4th. And so another lap goes off the boards.
And it's going back to that restart. It's going to be close for Barker here. You know, Dittmer messed up a little bit on the restart, but he may have passed him low before the start-finish line. And if so, that's a black flag.
Talking about Barker?
Yeah, that was a really close,
We'll
on the
look
restart.
at a replay here in just a moment. On board with Ulabari, who got collected in that as well, then got hit from behind. I think that was Atkins. And oh, man! We didn't see all those flips take place. There was another car upside down.
Can confirm. So they cleared the black. I guess Dittmer said he got a little loose on the restart. They cleared it. But yeah, that was close.
Who was that other car that flipped? I think it was Templeton. It was either Templeton or Spangler that flipped. I could not tell from my perspective, but I think we'll go 1 to green this time by believe. And yes, lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck.
Yeah, it was Jesse Atkinson, Patrick Spangler. They both flipped.
Imagine the win Dino gets. It would be a heck of a lot of momentum going to one of his home tracks at a place that he pretty much runs for 1 weekend a year. Just saying. That would be huge if he can get this done. 12 to go. Back to green. Bandy timed the restart a little better that time.
Yeah, I was going to say that too, Marty. He timed up the last one pretty good here. Dino's got to change it up a little bit. Got to keep these guys guessing. He's going at the same spot. Look at Patrick Spangler in a wingless on the bottom.
Without the wing. Oh, Bandy's got a big run off for turn 4. Cuts it down to about half a car length. Hang on, Dino. We're coming to 10 laps to go this time by. You've got company from the Bandy Belt Master. Slide job, Bandy. Dino tries to counter it back. New leader Jesse Bandy with 10 to go. But Dino goes for the slide job once again. The two nearly get together.
Yeah, Dino just a little too sideways coming out of 4 to get a good enough run to throw that slider. But he's got enough time if he settles down to reel back in this 49. He's quick. He's just got to be smart.
Just got to think about it once again. It's still a car length and a half off of turn 2. These are the two best drivers on track right now. Tyler Wilson third and Jeff Barker fourth as we come to yellow for Kurt Schatzer. Look at what happened to Superman. Ooh, Kramer got sideways off of his teammate Landis. That sent Schatzer around, dropped the yellow flag out. Dittmer with another miss. Let's go on board with the 218. So what are you thinking if you're each Jesse Bandy and Dean Reynolds as we approach 8 laps to go on this restart?
Well, you know, if you're Jesse, you just got to make sure that mirror's turned off, and you got to run your own race. You're quick. And Dino, it's all about this restart. Now, you know, we saw once Jesse got around him and, you know, he got behind him, he calmed down. He didn't let him get away. If he can just get up behind Jesse on this restart, get a good jump, you know, maybe rattle that 49 a little bit. And, I mean, one move here with a couple laps to go, Dean could write one hell of a story here.
This is going to be a wild 7 laps. It's been a wild 26 laps tonight. That's for sure. Will it be Bandy, Reynolds, or the field? How about Bryce Odell in 7th, too, from 23rd to 6th tonight? That's a heck of a wild charge at the moment. Back to green. Bandy holds. Wilson and Barker each looked low. Can Jeff Barker get a podium finish in Renegades possibly? Imagine the story that would be tonight.
With the speed he's got on the bottom, can Jeff Barker get a win tonight?
He's got something possibly in the final few laps I don't think anybody knows about here. As that battle continues for 3rd, Wilson bobbles in 4. Gets the speed, though, to hang on to 3rd position. Jesse Bandy leads, though, by 0.4 of a second. 5 laps remaining. Another look at the 5-lap average. You can see he's much better than Dino at the moment. But the 79 trying to reel him in one final time, possibly.
Yeah, and there's a realistic chance, too. They got 3 midgets in front of them here. 3 wingless sprints. The leader's coming up on lappers here.
This could get interesting. The wingless drivers all on the bottom. This looks like a Hawkeye challenge once again. They stay low, let the leaders race this amongst themselves. 3 laps to go. Jesse Bandy or Dean Reynolds. Better lap that time for Dino. 15:67 to a 15:72.
Yeah, if Dean can just mount a big run coming off turn 2, I mean, he's got to do it before the last lap here if he's close. There's no way that Bandy doesn't protect going into 3 and 4. He's going to block that slider, so Dean's got to reel him in here soon, get it done quick.
He may have to do the slider in turns 1 and 2. If Dean wants it, he has to come and get it. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Jesse Bandy, does he get Renegade win number 2, or does Dean Reynolds get Renegade win number 1? Traffic ahead into turns number 3 and 4. Bandy plays defense. A Bandyville car goes to victory lane tonight. Jesse Bandy wins. Second is Dean Reynolds. Tyler Wilson third. Jeff Barker fourth. Brad Waite fifth. And the biggest mover, Bryce Odell, up 14 spots from 23rd to 9th. In fact, 5 drivers went up at least 10 spots. Barker, Waite, Dittmer, Bryce Odell, and Landis. But in the end, it's Jesse Bandy's race, baby.
Yeah, Bandyville, man, Jesse's back. It was a good run, and I mean, it's what could have been night here for Goldner. You know, him and Dean were battling hard. You can't really put that on Dean. He tries to go for the crossover as the slider's coming up. That's just good, hard racing, and Goldner's got to try to rebound next week.
A lot of drivers with heartbreak here tonight, that's for sure. All right, we'll get your top 3 all in here in just a matter of moments. We'll move them all out again. Make sure you join us next week for Oswego. Don't forget about that. So, beginning with third place finisher Tyler Wilson, starting third, finishing third. Tyler, positively take away here from tonight.
Oh man, last week was the first time I'd been back in quite some time. Felt rough last week, and to be honest with you, it felt rough this week. I think I just, had a lucky pull start in the heat, able to give me a good starting spot here in the feature and just avoid trouble. It seemed like, a lot of the heavy hitters, Goldner, Patrick, a good portion of those guys had struggles with wrecks. So I think just surviving and staying up there was a big part of tonight's race. But no, it feels good to, be second week back and here talking to you guys.
It's great to have you back as well. Like you mentioned, it's been forever since we last saw you. So who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Obviously, all the fellas over at Training Wheels. They've been kind of holding down the fort, doing an awesome job while I've been out. So it was good for me to come in and kind of click one off for him and get to talk here. Obviously, Ross for the paint. He always does an awesome job. You guys for putting on the broadcast, and Roger and everybody that makes Coast to Coast run.
All right. Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, thanks, Marty. Appreciate it.
So Tyler Wilson finishes in the third spot. Let's go to our runner-up finisher, Zach Scott, Dean Reynolds.
Well, Dino, man. Oh my gosh. Going into tonight, did you even dream of this scenario here?
Not after that 358 race. I don't know. I ran the matinee today, and I finished between Bandy and Lacey and Goldner, and I'm like, my car felt great going over. I get in that 358 race, and my wheel was all messed up. I couldn't even get it in gear, and I was just like taking people out in the B main because I couldn't steer, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I fooled around with the wheel for about 20 minutes. I said, okay, I'm going to go Renegades, and look what the hell happened. Holy Christ. No, I'd never thought. I mean, I was in Training Wheels' Discord, and they were helping out with sets and gearings and wing angles and everything else, and I went with the lowest gear there was, 486. I said, guys, I'm going 486. I think this track's going to burn off, and I think that helped me.
Yeah, it did because, not to pour salt in the wound here, Dean, but There were a lot of laps where you were the quickest car on track, and if not for you maybe kissing that wall in 3 and 4, man, I think you had something for Bandy. But all in all, man, you got to be happy with P2, right?
I'm ecstatic with P2. Renegades and P2. And Jesse earned it. I mean, he just, I got loose coming out of 2, and I knew it, and I'm like, I hear him. I look at the relative, and I go, he's going to slide me in 3 and 4, and he really slid me. I mean, cleared me by a mile, so I couldn't even duck underneath him to try to get him. I tried a little bit, and say side by side in 1 and 2, but there was just nothing in the middle. It was top dominant, and I just had to hope he hit the wall and lose some momentum where he can get back underneath him, and then get a little lucky. But hey, the stay behind any one of the Bandy built guys and have the training wheel guys right with you. Yeah, I mean I never thought I could do that.
No, I mean, you really stunned us tonight, Dean. I mean, you were quick for a lot of that race, man. I thought you were going to win that thing, but hell of a job. Great performance, man. Who you want to thank tonight?
No, thanks, Shaggy and Marty. I got to thank first of all, the Full Throttle Motorsports guys. They're a great bunch of guys, and got to thank them. And I got to thank Patrick Spangler. He helps me with these setups. I always say the setup is better than the driver. And I proved that again tonight. The setup was better than the driver. Got to thank them. I kind of invited myself to the Training Wheels Discord because I saw Dittmer in there, and they kept me in there, and we started swapping wing angles and setups. So I got to thank those guys. And Shaggy, got to thank you for doing a lot of telecasts now. This is cool. You're picking up late models and helping out there, and now retreads and all that. That's really cool. And I sounds like you really enjoy doing it. I'm really enjoying listening to you. I'm going to go back and watch this. I got to thank Marty. Got to thank you as well. For always doing what you're doing. And I'm forgetting a lot of people. DJ Sim Shop, Swan Speed Shop, Isaac Salas, Team Venom, for those guys, all the help they got. And I don't know. I just, if I won this, I probably would have retired. But I'm ecstatic. I mean, second in Renegades. As we always did the Monday night telecast, I said the ultimate with Coast to Coast is you want to be a Renegade.
Yes,
and we almost lucked one out. So we gave her hell.
I got one more question for you, Dino. You excited for next week?
Oh yes, yeah, yep, absolutely. I did some laps earlier today, and that's really cool. I actually got in a little bit and looked at all the detail they did on the track, and iRacing nailed it. I mean, I know every inch of that place, and they nailed it. All the details and all that. Now, how the track's going to race, I don't know. But that's okay. I mean, Charlotte doesn't race like the real Charlotte, and you just got to develop on iRacing how the tracks are, and and just go from there. But that's okay. It doesn't have to mimic the track exactly. But I like big tracks, the big wide half mile, and I don't think I got any racing, so I should be there Monday. I won't be there this Thursday, because Marty, are you going to be at Land of Legends too?
Hell yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna have to miss Thursday, but that's okay. We'll do the real thing.
Yeah, Dean and I will be partying. So.
Well, Dino, in the future, talking about that broadcasting, if if the Super Dirt Car Series ever has a call-in sick night, you got a tag team right here. You got a tag team.
Yes, you do.
No, that's cool. And I tell you what, it's good to see Marty get his gigs that he's had with Rush and Land of Legends and CRSA and Shaggy, just hang out, man. I mean, there's people that Chase Rodman did iRacing for Dirt Car Esports, and now he's announcing sprint cars full time.
It's amazing.
So it can be done.
Yes, it can. So, Dino, we'll let you go. Great run tonight. I will see you Thursday. All right.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Tell Buddy we said hi.
I will do that.
All right. Dino finishes in second tonight. We go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner, Jesse Bandy, in the 49. I'm sorry, it says 57 on the Discord. Bandy, it was not easy in those final laps. Walk us through that pass on Dean to get it done.
Well, I mean, I think Dean probably bobbled a little bit there. When I was talking to him, it sounds like he maybe got a little loose and just was perfect timing. I went to try to see where he was at, and I was going to give him a lane and just kind of try to make him nervous, and I went by him, and so I just finished the flatter and worked out perfect.
Where did you believe?
Got lucky.
Where did you believe your car was better than him tonight?
I think up top. Restarts, I struggle with restarts. I think I probably was off on gearing a little bit there. but struggled on the restarts. And then up top, I felt pretty good, pretty confident. Just towards the last few laps of the race, though, it was getting sketchy. Could have been a little tighter the last, I don't know, 5 to go, 4 to go.
Well, next week, Oswego Speedway, how you feel going on in?
I haven't even downloaded that track yet. I gotta get that downloaded, and it'll be fun. I always like something new, something different.
Always fun, that's for sure. So who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Especially Bandybuilt, everybody over there. Chad Griggs tonight, he spotted for me. I appreciate Chad. It's always good to have somebody like that come on and keep you calm and give you that confidence that you need. So I appreciate Chad. I owe him one there, and everybody over at STNR, they throw up a bunch of stuff during the week, and I run to those guys and chase them around all week after week and try to get faster. So it's been fun, and I appreciate all them. And Ross over at Velocity Race Designs, Bio.com, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Husenfeld, and that's about it.
Well, congrats on the win, man. Your second career Renegade win. Well done.
Appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Jesse Bandy, your winner, as he celebrates an Extreme eSpeed TV victory lane. Pull up the guests for one final time. Pull up the booth for one final time here, Zach. A heck of a night tonight. Now we turn things over to next Monday, a race I have had circled for a while whenever we would get to Oswego. Today we can finally circle that date. Next Monday, it is going to be a banger.
Yeah, and, you got to love it. A lot of these dirt guys, like Bandy's a great example. They had no reason to buy the track before. They're strictly run dirt, no asphalt. And, next week, that's a curveball. That's one where, nothing against him, but you could see a guy like Terry Landis steal it. Jeff Barker running on the bottom. It's just everybody's got to learn, and they're going to have to put in their homework or do their homework this week.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, we are going to bid adieu on tonight. Thanks for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, Roger Craig, all the fine drivers and sponsors and admins. On behalf of my broadcast partner tonight, Zach Chapman, Marty Scala saying so long. Congrats to your winners tonight. Sam Bachman in Open 358s, Chad Griggs in the Rebels, and Jesse Bandy in Renegades. So long, everyone.